our first talk show of the day. The financial landscape changes rapidly as we explore an increasingly digitized world. Financial management tools have also evolved with the widespread use of mobile banking apps and, of course, cryptocurrencies. However, these innovations also come with a number of challenges, especially for the youth.
That's true. Now we will explore how we can equip the next generation with the knowledge and skills they need to thrive in today's digital economy. And how does financial literacy manifest in a technologically driven world? And how can the youth utilize the digital tools to make informed financial decisions? Now to find out, let's welcome financial planner Aliyah Natasya. Good morning, Aliyah.
Morning.
Good morning. Okay, maybe you can explain to us what does future ready mean to you and why is it important for us to be future ready?
Future ready. Yeah, future ready is we're going to talk about the skills and knowledge that we need to be ready for the future, especially in digital finance. As we know that digital world is changing rapidly.
Yeah.
So we must prepare ourselves with what kind of skills, knowledge and ecosystem that would embrace this kind of ecosystem of a digital finance world.
Okay, so we have to be in the know of how the digitalization will impact the
youngest. Yeah, especially the youngest. Maybe they already digital native kids.
Heavy, yeah.
So maybe we're the one who should be prepared to exploring what kind of a digital technology in finance that can develop our futures and the next generations of futures. We cannot neglect that everyday transaction is shaping our financial transactions.
Yeah.
All right. But can you elaborate more on how this digital economy actually transform the digital ecosystem right now?
We should be very thankful with our smartphones because our smartphone makes digital finance very accessible, from savings, investing, having a loan. Everything is more effective and efficient in terms of the cost of transaction and the time and energy that we use for a financial transaction. And we see there is a really heavy growth, especially in the stock market. The numbers of young investors has rapidly increased. Around 14 million Gen Z investors already become the part of the stock market. So it's more like 55% of the total investors in Indonesia is the Gen Z.
But that's
The
big
Gen
though,
Z.
yeah,
Nice.
especially for the market. I mean, the stock market. Because back then, I still remember when we still, transition into digital. We're not so into stock market, but now it's different.
Yeah, so we are not just talking about stock, but it's also about bonds, mutual funds, and stocks, because they all embedded in a IDX, like a Jakarta Stocks Exchange. So this is we should be very appreciative with how technology and how the access to free information and how our regulator and our ecosystem has really bring up the finance knowledge into a higher level, especially for the youth.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, soon enough, I think there will be a necessary curricula in the school
that's
for
great.
the teenager, if I'm not mistaken.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
So we need to be financially literate.
Yes.
Now, if you wanna, if we can talk more about this financial literacy, because this is very crucial. I know that we are far more literate than our parents are.
Sure.
Now, will you elaborate about this, especially in today's economy? How is financial literacy is very important for us today?
Actually, financial literacy is our fundamental of living, because our decisions today are shaping our financial transactions.
Yeah.
But none ever since our kids has taught us about that. That your decision will shape your financial futures. Yeah. So that's really important. So it's another important part. How you make the decision will affect your financial condition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everything that you're living in now, what decisions you make today will have impact for your savings at the moment.
Yeah.
And also how much you are gonna have by tomorrow or in the next future.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of decisions making, right? So,
Yes.
what skills should this generation have
Okay.
to actually to develop their skills?
The first one is the fundamental of the financial itself.
Okay.
How do you budget? How do you make a savings? How do you invest? And how do you understand the debt management? Because that's the most four important parts in making financial decision. And since most of us are teach about the importance of savings, but not the goals of savings. What the impact if you're not having a savings? And about the debt itself, everything is talked in a negative way. But actually, you can leverage debt into more opportunities to have some assets, securing asset like mortgages.
Yeah.
That you can have house now.
Yeah.
But you just need to be disciplined in the installment for the next futures.
Okay, so you cannot live in the now.
You can, but that's okay. That's
You still can. You still can. Don't worry.
Okay. So you remind me the importance of having a long-term thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the missing part.
Yeah. And you have to see it in a very positive way in
Yes.
how to, work with your finances, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your finance and how you interact, because 50% more your financial decision during your teenage years are made around your interaction with friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you mentioned about the format of investing and like bonds, a stock market. But in the beginning, we mentioned about cryptocurrencies.
Yes.
So how do you see this, especially among youngsters?
Among youngsters, there are really huge numbers of young investors in cryptocurrency. The difference with our generation, we don't really understand what is the cryptocurrencies. But what I would like to highlight is not about the cryptocurrency, it's the technology that embed in the cryptocurrency. What is it?
I'm trying to mention it as well.
Yeah. Blockchain
Yes,
technology.
blockchain.
So with the blockchain technology, it teaches us about the transparency, about the ecosystem financial world, and about the ownership. How we can really develop the financial structures with the blockchain technology, because the futures is in the blockchain technology.
I see.
And the cryptocurrency is just
one of them.
It's just
A part
one
of
of
them.
them. A part of them. A currency for the transaction that can use globally.
Which also be
see.
questions about the fundamental issues in the cryptocurrencies. So how do you see this?
Yeah, I think it's still in
Vague?
Indonesia itself. It's still vague. Yeah, I don't think we have enough expert on how to develop the technology itself. Everything is heavily relied on America, Russia, because they are far.
Social media.
Social media. I don't want to have a social media standard.
Of course.
Yeah. But I think Indonesia needs to have this urgency to make a blockchain expert, professionals, and ecosystem, because otherwise we will leave behind.
Okay. Now, I also want to know, Aliyah, because I'm like 8 in the financial world. I'm very young in the financial world. So, what should the youth do to thrive in this digital economy, and what should they focus on?
First, they should focus on themselves. They need to build the knowledge about the traditional finance first. It's like the importance of what I mentioned before, like budgeting, saving, and investing. And the second, they need to understand the concept of risk and reward. Because we are missing the part where risk is so scary. None of us want to take the risk, but risk is part of the growth. So you cannot have any growth in your finance, in your money, even in your life, if you're not willing to take the risk. That's the
true.
component.
That's true.
And the third is about you need to understand the importance of the digital security. The importance not to share too many. Because we are exposing to the generation like oversharing.
That's right.
So I think first is the fundamental of knowledge. Second is not to overshare. And the third is
important,
knowing your financial goals is important, how you want to shape your life. I think that's 3 skills that should be shaped in our young generation.
And we know apps and online platforms play a great role in this digital ecosystem. But can you share what kind of programs that this youth of our generation need to learn more or develop their skills, especially to learn about finance?
Actually, they already know. They already have this fundamental because like last week, I was appointed as one of the judge for a junior high school financial literacy program.
Okay.
Junior high school.
Junior high school.
SMP, yeah?
Yeah, SMP. They already make apps.
Wow.
They already make a budgeting. Even they make a survey of a data behavior in their school.
Nice.
This is good.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I think this is a really good beginnings of our next futures. So don't think they don't really understand the digital apps or digital saving. They already embedded their life into it.
Yeah.
Every transaction, every decision, just in their smartphone already. And one thing that we need to learn that how data-driven will shape our decision because we, as a person, we also have our self-algorithm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you want to spend today or you want to spend tomorrow. So
Yeah. I live for today.
yeah. No worries, but you can still live for tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if we're speaking about our youth, what challenges does this generation face? What will they face when,
Especially when they're good
Yeah,
at
yeah,
digital
yeah,
platforms and everything.
I think they tend to fall into quick get-rich scheme.
Oh, okay.
So we see many victims like very easy to get influenced by how to get rich quick.
Yeah.
And another thing, some of them have a social media standards of their lifestyle.
Yeah.
And
The persona.
Yeah, the persona. So it's really important how to build their confidence, what they really want in life, and the goals of life they want to shape because it's gonna rely on every transaction and decision that they're making since a very young age.
So this is the equivalent into like this generation are actually risk takers, right?
Sure.
So we need to tone them down and back to the fundamental issues to control their finance wiser.
Yeah. I think have a solid fundamental of what you transact today will impact your savings tomorrow. And what's the worst would happen if you're not investing, if you're not do budgeting, you will be overspending and you will not have anything when you reach a certain age.
Okay, that's scary.
But among those 55% that you mentioned, are you happy with the development in terms of knowledge, in terms of control, for example?
At this moment, not really, because even they are really financially literate, but the way they spend and the way they have a role model and a social media lifestyle standard, I think we need to have huge knowledge about that. We need to embrace them with more positive information, and we need to make a better ecosystem and environment for them. The easy access of information, but what kind of a quality of information that they consume, it's really important and really matters. If I have a control, I would like to censor certain things for a certain age group. So they only focus on the really good things, on what the knowledge that really matters, that can build their financial knowledge.
So do not get easily influenced by the flexing content, for example, right?
Definitely not.
Oh my God,
okay, so my last question would be, do you have tips for those youngsters out there to thrive in this digital economy?
First, find a really good role model who really maybe from zero to hero, but you really need to know the story behind it. And second, build a very disciplined habits on what and in everything that you do. And third, always save, because there's nothing worse can happen with you savings.
Save your money, guys.
Save your money. No shopping today. No.
Aliyah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the knowledge and information. And of course, folks, we'll have some more stories from around the world after the break. So stay tuned on the C Morning Show, only on See Today.